About 61 civil society organizations want government to pass the Affirmative Action Bill in 2 weeks. The coalition says the passage of the bill will further accelerate Ghana's efforts at meeting Sustainable Development Goal 5, which targets gender parity in decision-making by 2030, and the African Union gender agenda of 50-50 representation of both men and women in decision-making. Speaking on the AM show earlier today, some members of the coalition said they'll hit the streets if government fails to heed their call.
We are predecessors of African women when it comes to gender equality. We started with Nana Konadu, but till now, 9 to 10 years after the bill has started, it has not been passed. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? But come to think of it, Ghana is like a patriarchal society where everything boils down to men, 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 men. Everything is about men. But then look at it, when these so-called politicians who are holding us to ransom go on campaign trails, who campaigns for them? Who prepares the grounds for them? You go to all these underdeveloped areas, women cut the path for our politricksters to go and enjoy. So then what stops you from giving us the right platforms? We are not asking for too much. Look at Guinea-Bissau, just this June. Look at how far they've come, 50-50. Look at South Africa, 14-14. And look at Rwanda, 62 point how many? But in Ghana, I can give you the figures. We have just about, in Ghana, we have just about how many women in parliament? 23%? Oh, it's still 13.8%. That's only, and out of our 124 ministers, we have only 23 as women. That is 13.8. Why? Now, go through our districts, our MMDAs.
And which is supposed to be the local level?
Yes. We have only 10% of women representing. And you know why? For the
past, woefully inadequate.
Yes.
We still have challenge in acceptance as a country and as a people.
So there's a socio-cultural problem.
Exactly. You see people, you know, when you see them in front of us talking like this, oh, I vote for you or whatever. But deep inside them, they still have challenge in accepting women to lead or whatever. But then all these things, like we said, all these things, we can move it out from the system if we have a law or a system that will work for women. Because you have a challenge from, like I said, from Virgin time, 1990s. They're still within themselves, deep down within themselves, they still have challenge in accepting women to be leaders. Therefore, the government, the system must work and support women. Else, we will talk. Women cannot be men, neither can men be women. Women naturally, sometimes because of the love naturally God gives us, we have compassion about it. So it makes us weak sometimes because we have a lot of challenges. Your family, looking at your family, a lot of challenges. We know it, the social culture, everything. So therefore, it hinders us in moving forward in politics. That is why when somebody is weak, you assist the person. That's why we are asking that they bring this policy or this affirmative action that will support us. It will hold us firmly. That is affirmative. It will hold us within the system for us to move with the men forward.
Well, Deputy Ranking Member of Parliament's Gender Committee, Thomas Ampamnyako, says all efforts to get to the Gender Minister for updates on this have not been successful.
As I speak now, there is no bill before Parliament, and so we cannot speak to any bill.
Okay. So once we can't speak to any bill, and you're a member of Parliament, you're a legislator, it speaks volumes about our posture as a country and also the posture of the executive in trying to get this forward.
I think it speaks more of the posture of the executive because the Speaker of Parliament has made several statements on the floor that suggest that we are ready to pass an affirmative action bill. So I don't think there will be any difficulty at all if the bill is brought to Parliament. And once it's laid, the Speaker will appropriately refer it to the appropriate committee to begin work on it. And so I think that we need to find out exactly where the ministry has gotten to on the draft.
Who should do
whether
that?
it
Who,
has
sh
gone
who
to
should who
cabinet
should
or not.
who should be doing the finding out? Who?
All of us, including
Because
you, the media.
because you're a
All
member of
us
the
have
gender
to-
committee, and it pretty suffices that it looks like the appetite is not there, even for the committee of
The committee is poised
of
to
the
do the work. Unfortunately, all attempts to have a meeting with our minister haven't been successful. We have written several letters to the minister to have an engagement with us so we can find out where we are on some of these pertinent issues. But always she has one good reason or the other why, we cannot meet. And so it's unfortunate. I believe that if we are able to have a meeting with our minister and push, we can also exert a little pressure.
Coming up shortly in business, the International Financial Corporation bemoans low rate of gender parity in Ghana's executive boardrooms. Darryl Kwao is standing by with details to stay.